Hey, Melanin Wellness family. Have you ever thought to yourself, I'd like to start my own podcast? Well, look no further. If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it is the absolute easiest way to start a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. Anchor has the tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your smartphone or computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and many more. It's everything you need to make your very own podcast all in one convenient place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Yes, I said it, FREE, free. So what are you waiting for? Your voice needs to be heard. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. I will teach you the tools, tips, and strategies to living your best, most healthy life inside and out. And I'm your host, Karina Dunn. If you're ready to take charge of your health and wellness, tune in. Grab a pen and paper, grab your favorite drink, and let's live well. What's up, family, and welcome to another episode of the Living Well with Karina podcast. How is it going this week? I hope that everything is going well. This week was kind of crazy. I have been so tired this week. There have been so many things going on personally, and, trying to juggle everything with my family life, my businesses, it kind of started to take a toll on me. And, I was wanting to complain at first, but then I caught myself and I said, you can't complain for what you asked for. You asked for this. You asked for this when you sat down and you created that vision board and you manifested it and you continue to manifest it and you pray for it and you ask for it. So how can you complain? So instead, what I did was I gave some gratitude. And so I began to be thankful for my ability to just keep pushing anyway. So that's what today's episode is about. Today's episode is about how gratitude benefits your health. So before we begin, let's take our 30 seconds of gratitude. I give gratitude for waking up this day, opening my eyes, seeing my family, looking over to see my husband. I give gratitude for my health, the ability to get up out of bed and to walk, to talk, to see, to recognize myself in the mirror. I give gratitude for my resilience, the ability to just keep moving, no matter how tired I am, no matter how hard it feels, to just keep going anyway. I give gratitude for transportation, the ability to get in my car, which I manifested, by the way, and drive my kids to school in the morning, drive myself to work in the morning when the days I have to work, drive myself home. I give gratitude for the healthy foods that we have the ability to purchase. It nourishes our bodies. It fuels us. It helps us to keep going every day. For my support system, without my support system, I would be nothing. I couldn't make it. So I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for clarity and purpose. There was a time in my life where I did not have purpose. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. And I am so grateful for now finding that purpose and clarity. And I'm also grateful for rest and the ability to know when it is time to do so. So that may have been more than 30 seconds, and that's okay. Because when we are giving gratitude, I say you can never be grateful enough. So now, you know, emotions can bottle up inside you, but you don't have to let them. You don't want to walk around and be a bottle of emotions, because that leads to explosive reactions, reactionary instead of thoughtful responses. And oftentimes reactionary responses aren't the right ones. I used to be a hugely reactionary person. I would react to everything. And oftentimes my response was over the top. And there were times where I didn't understand, and those around me didn't understand the response. And it wasn't until I sat down and really did my work, my personal work, with journaling and shadow work, and really getting to the deep nitty gritty of what was happening with me and what was causing these things. A lot of it was rooted deeply from things in my childhood and my upbringing and my experiences. But you can master your thoughts, feelings, and emotions and learn to express them or let them manifest in positive ways so that they don't cause you and others around you stress or harm. You don't want to do that. You don't want for whatever it is that you're doing to be causing stress, harm, or pain to others, because then you are definitely not living in your purpose, because none of our purpose is to harm others, So one of the best ways to improve your health, your mindset, and handle those emotions is by expressing gratitude. Because listen, when you are in a space of gratitude, when you're operating from a space of gratitude, you can't be negative. You can't. It's impossible. Both things cannot coexist in the same space. So you have to choose. So why not choose gratitude? Why not choose happiness, positivity? So ask yourself this: what are you thankful for? Everybody has something that they're thankful for. So you can't sit and say, well, I'm not thankful for anything, because that's not true. Here's another question: who matters in your life? Yeah. So even if the person that mattered or the people that matter in your life are all that you think you have to be grateful for, that's still something to be grateful for. So even when life isn't going as we plan it to go, there's still so many things to be grateful for, So give your gratitude to other people. Like, no matter how much you feel like you appreciate someone in your life, that person may not have any idea how you truly feel. So make sure that you're letting them know, I love you. I appreciate you. And this is why I appreciate you. This is what you add to my life. This is what I'm so grateful for. And it's funny, my husband and I just started going through a practice where we were doing this very thing, and it has changed our relationship exponentially, because he knows how grateful I am for him, for even the smallest things. And he has turned to me and said, I didn't know that. I had no idea. And that was because I took it for granted that he understood. I took it for granted and I assumed. And when he said to me, I had no idea you felt that way, it made me feel amazing. It released all of those endorphins that just, I could gush on and on about my husband. So, but many of you heard him in the first episode about couples. But anyway, I had no idea that he did not know. I thought that he just knew when I said to him, I appreciate you so much for always being there for me, for always supporting me. I took it for granted. We've been together 19 years, and I took for granted that he just knew when he didn't. And it made him feel good to hear it. Yeah? So I have a question. Did you ever think about just sending a thankful message to a company that makes the products that you love? Listen, I'm going to tell you, for being especially being a small business owner, we sometimes need to hear that what we do makes a difference, because, we don't always hear it. Sometimes we hear absolutely nothing. So we don't know if we're doing good or bad, if we're making a difference or not. We definitely hear the bad things, the negativity. We definitely hear the complaints, but very rarely do we get to hear the gratitude from people to say, you know what you do has made my life better. What you do has made my life more convenient. What you do has helped me to better learn myself, to get in better shape, to better manage my socials, to whatever it is that company, that favorite company of yours does, especially our Black-owned companies. Please shoot them a private message. Let them know how much you appreciate them. It means the world to us. It means the world to us. It really does. So I honestly love to get those messages. It makes me feel so good. Even if it's just a post that I posted on socials and someone says, you know what? I appreciate you posting that today, because today I was feeling really low and that helped me so much. Or something that you said helped me so much. You never know who you're touching. So give them some gratitude, and you'll see the joy that you spread, and it'll make you feel good, and it'll make you more apt to want to spread that joy. So I'm going to give you a few ways that you can show your gratitude, just easy. And it doesn't take a lot of effort. It doesn't take a lot of time, but the payoff of it is huge. So here's some ideas. Tell your loved ones how much you love and care for them. If COVID hasn't taught us anything, it should teach you to be more grateful for those that you still have here with you. Tell them, call them, text them. It only takes a few seconds to shoot a text to say, hey, I love you. I was thinking of you. That's it. Another way is hug somebody who's hurting, a friend, family member, someone who you know is going through a tough time. Let them know that you're there. Or better yet, someone that you think is strong and has it all together. Hug them. Call them. Text them. Let them know, I appreciate you. I appreciate you're here. I'm just checking on you. Because sometimes those that you think have it all together, those are the ones that really need to hear it. Smile at a stranger. Now, I know smiling with a mask on can be pretty tough, but believe it or not, when you smile, you can see it in your eyes. I get told all the time when I'm at work and I have my mask on, I know that you're smiling behind your mask because your eyes are smiling. I can see it. Smile. It'll make somebody's day. You just don't know. You just don't know. Make the time to listen to somebody who needs to talk. I do this all the time. And sometimes they don't want me to do anything. They just want me to be a sounding board and to listen. And you know what? It helps them to feel so much better. Spend some time out in nature, just appreciating the beauty of God's creation. This helps you to just get grounded. And I absolutely love this because this particular one helps you to clear your mind. And that deep breathing of that fresh air. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's one of the things that I love when I take my dog out for a walk, even when it's freezing cold outside. It's not always fun, but it helps me to get grounded and it helps me to clear my mind. Just those walks in that fresh air. So volunteer your services or help someone in need. There are so many places that you can find that need volunteers. Volunteermatch.com is one of the services that I use to find volunteer opportunities in my community. You can also just talk to people and find ways to reach out to your community and offer your services to help. You can also show your gratitude just for being alive by treating others well and being kind to yourself. Listen, being kind costs nothing. And so don't be out here just being an asshole, okay? Please. I'm sorry. Sorry. I hope I can say that. But, I've noticed that since COVID, once people started coming out of quarantine, people acted like they lost their minds, like they had forgotten their manners and they had forgotten just common human decency. People are rude and hateful and mean, and there's just no need for it. It's just not. So be kind. All right? Definitely be kind to yourself. Let's not forget that piece. Self-care is so key. And there is a self-care episode coming up because self-care in my 40s is more important than it's ever been before. And we are going to get into that. Relaxing and taking time to unwind from the stress of everyday life is important. You'll be happier and healthier because of it. Focus on what really matters. A lot of people are unhappy, just in general, with your circumstances, and that's okay. It's okay. I understand. We all have things that we are worried about. A scarcity, money, food, your house, ultimate car. Oftentimes we find ourselves on socials and we'll allow ourselves getting sucked in to see what people are showing you on social media. Understand this. People allow you to see what they want you to see on social media. Now, there are those of us who want to come forth and be more authentic, more personable, and people are becoming more authentic and showing more of the behind the scenes and more of themselves, dealing with different things and dealing with just life. And people want to see that peace. And so it's okay to show that part. But just understand that, all the things in life are not really what matters. When you are on your deathbed, you're going to care less about that fancy car or a big giant house or all the things, the material things. You are going to want your loved ones around you. You're going to hopefully not have any regrets. Hopefully you will have spent your time with your loved ones and done what it is that you needed to do. Focus on what matters. Connect with what really matters. Like being grateful for all that you already have. You cannot expect to be blessed with more if you're not grateful for what you've already got, right? Think about that. Think about that just for a second. How can you ask for more if you're not grateful for what you already have? So there was a study done by Professor Robert Emmons, who works at UC Davis. And he's a world-recognized expert in the science of gratitude. And he states that the best medicine for mental health is a regular practice of gratitude, especially during difficult times. It reaches its maximal power if you tap into it. In the face of all the things that we are dealing with, all the racial injustices, COVID, losing loved ones, losing jobs, gratitude has the power to energize. It has the power to bring hope. So I just implore you to use your resource of gratitude. sit down, get a journal, and begin to write out all the things that you are so deeply grateful for. And I promise you it'll change your life. I promise you it'll change your life. So, again, I thank you so very, very much for tuning in. This has been an amazing episode. Amazing. I thank you. I am so grateful for you tuning in, for your positive messages that I receive in my DMs. I am just so grateful for you. I hope this episode found you and was helpful, and I hope that you can use the information that I put in here. Please feel free to connect with me on social media and connect with the community on Facebook in the Living Well with Karina podcast Facebook group. That's a community where we talk about all the things. You can also find me on Instagram at Living Well with Cori. You can find me on YouTube. I post short but effective, friendly yoga video. That Living Well with Karina. And for my virtual yoga and coaching, you can find me at flexiblesoul.com. If you got any questions about anything, hit me in the DMs. Feel free to private message me and we can talk. Thank you again for tuning in. And until our next time together, live well.